everybody. Welcome back to another video. I want to thank you for hanging out with me, and I want to share some stuff with you that I do in my daily process in my studio. Well, not every day, but mostly every other day. I want to share with you that this book is from Ohuhu, and I love this book because it doesn't bleed through the back of the colors or the back of the pages. And I'm not sure, I've never tested the boundaries for water on this paper. However, I do know it's good for markers, and it's like bleed proof from one page to the next. I do this because I like to create my own colors. And this is a learning process for me. I've taken a class through Art Summit. It's called Stop Making Mud. And the color wheel and color theory was becoming very confusing to me, and there was something I was missing, and color bias was the most important. And I'm not going to go into color theory because I'm the worst person to probably explain it to you, but I do know this: if you're wanting to make nice, clean, bright colors, the color you choose needs to be closest to that color on the color wheel. If you want to make mud or dark browns or beautiful blacks or wonderful grays, you would go further from that color. And we work around the color wheel, not across from the color wheel. So, and anyways, the class wasn't that much. I think it was only like $35 or something. So if you're looking to understand color a little bit better, I highly suggest this course. And I'm not being paid to say this. I'm just telling you what worked for me. So anyways, this book is a treasure trove of color. And what I do is I take some colors, like right here is raw sienna, hooker's green, and burgundy. And it made all these beautiful with white. Now, I don't think I went into black with this one, but I just use white on each color, and then I mix the colors together to see what shades I can get or tints I can get from it. And I just want to show you how beautiful this book is. Look at all these colors. Look at all these purples. And yeah, some of them do tend to start looking the same. But look at all these beautiful purples across the board. I mean, isn't that so cool? And this is just something else I just am starting to learn to incorporate in my art. I'm an emerging artist. I've only been painting just now 3 years, and I've learned a lot. Look how beautiful this Prussian blue gets with white in it. And you can also use instead of white, you can use white gesso. And actually, if you use white gesso mixing your colors, the gesso makes the color go further. I don't know why this gesso allows the color to spread better. It's something I've just learned from watching other artists. But those are things that I've learned. So let me just show you guys what we're gonna do. So I have this color. It's called, I think it's Cervez Blue by Amsterdam. And I have by Winsor Newton, I have Burgundy. And we have Raw Sienna by Golden. And then I have this is just a white I use just to play with Artist Loft. I really don't use that in any of my art. So what I'll do is, and I have a towel, because you want to constantly wipe your pigment off of your brush so you really don't create mud. So what I'll do is I'll just start here, and I'll just make my color. And I don't know if you guys know, the color in the bottle is as bright as that color is going to get. And in order to get a brighter color, you got to do some color mixing. So this burgundy will never get more burgundy than what it is right here. And then, of course, I just put my white. So then what I do, and I don't take a lot of notes unless there's something I really need to remember, but I know that the way I have my book set up, I know that I start here and then I start adding white to these colors. And then over here, I start mixing. And then if I want to if I want to start incorporating black into my colors, I'll just let all this dry and then keep going further. So what I'll do is I'll take some paint, whoops, great, just some white paint everywhere. And then I'll just very lightly bring some blue into it. And then I just go right down. That is a really beautiful color right there. And you know, this is an opaque color, so we should be able to get a lot out of this. I think that's really, there we go. I put a little bit too much in there. But this is okay. It's okay to have colors look exactly the same. This is just a practice. So, and you know, so you can go back and look and be like, dang, what was that color that I made? Or, you know, and again, and then there's another thing to this as well, is that there's so many ways to mix color. I just do it kind of 50-50. You can do it 60-40, 75-25. You can do it 70-30. I mean, whatever you want to do, how much portion you want to use of each color, which makes a whole plethora of more colors. So my little dog is at my door, but he's not coming in. He's too big. He likes to get up on my table a little bit and play. Well, not play, but he likes to jump up here. So he's just too big for that now. And this tint right here of this raw sienna is so beautiful. It's such a beautiful earthy color. And I think the cooler part is when you can start mixing them together. You can really get a lot of information. And I was listening to an artist this morning, and she said something that really resonated with me, because I am a self-taught artist. I don't have any lesson. Well, I didn't go to school. Let's just say that. I do have lessons from other artists and stuff that I watch and talk to. But you get to the point where everything is so interesting and everything is just so much fun that it all becomes really confusing. Resonated with me so much today and that's exactly how I feel when I get in here. I have no shortage of art supplies. And I get in here and sometimes I just stand here and look around and be like, how in the heck can I not, how is it that I don't feel inspired coming in here? It's just because all of it is so interesting and all of it does something different to me emotionally. And I feel like now that I have started art later in my life, sorry guys, I got lost for a second. Now that I've started art a little later in my life, I feel like I'm trying to catch up. So, and I just need to learn to be still when I start feeling that way. So if you ever feel that way, I hope that you can learn to be still and learn that it's okay to not be inspired, even when you have all these supplies around you. And that for me was the reason why I was feeling the way I was feeling, is because all of it is so interesting and so much fun that I'm confused. So, and breaking down different projects and different mediums and different paints, and it's a lot. It's a lot of information for one person to learn on their own. So I highly suggest that you find an artist that you feel connected to, and I would just watch that artist until you get to where you want to be, and then move on to another artist, because there's so many artists on YouTube and Instagram that are so talented. And we look at these artists and be like, man, I'm never going to be that good. But yes, you can be that good. You can be that good. You deserve to be that good. And if you put the effort and the time in that you're able to, you will get that good. So I'm going to leave my little gems where they're at. All right, moving along. Let's go ahead and mix this blue and raw sienna. Let's see if we mix a little bit more in here, what this is going to do. Okay, that's what I thought. We're going to get this kind of muted green, but that is still really beautiful, is it not? And then I just add white to it. That's so pretty. So cool. Okay, so, and another little gem I'm going to drop on you is when you add earth tones to colors, it mutes them down quite a bit, and they turn really beautiful like this. So let's see where we're at now. It's so hard for me to talk and paint, you guys. I'm not going to lie. As you can see where we're at with the burgundy situation. So that's okay. So cool. This is so fun. And it's kind of meditative. I just kind of get lost in it. There's something that color does to your mind. I'm not sure. I'm not a psychologist. I've been through a lot of stuff, but I'm not a psychologist. So I don't know what color does to the brain, but I know to my brain, it creates this excitement in me that I'm trying to figure out what to do with. So, all right. And we'll do this blue now with this burgundy. Add a little bit more blue in here. We'll get this pretty cool purple. Kind of a muted purple. Still beautiful nonetheless. And then I just add some more white to that. And this book took me probably about a couple months to go through. I just ordered my second book. It's a little bit bigger than this one. So. And I also dabble in some watercolor, and watercolor is so beautiful. I love that you don't have a lot of control with it. I think that's probably one of the most beautiful things with watercolor, because you really don't know what it's going to do. And then we'll mix burgundy with the raw sienna. And like I said, you guys, you can mix this as many ways as you want. This is going to give us a beautiful, like kind of a rusty purpley color, I think. I don't know what color you would call that. Let's see if we add some more of this to it. Yeah, it's not going to do much. All right, just stick to that. Beautiful, beautiful colors. Let me rinse this off a little bit. I love these brushes. They really hold tons and tons of paint. Let's see here. Yeah, there we go. And another thing with these books, you guys, the tape comes off so easily. So, and this tape is called, it's Doya, D-O-A-Y. I think it's what it's called. I got it on Amazon. I'm an Amazon shopper, so. And then lastly, what I'll do, and I'm not going to do black, but you get the gist of kind of what I'm doing and what's going on. The last thing I'll do, and this is also how you mix mother color, the mother color. The mother color is when you take one or all of your colors and you mix it together, And then you add that color into every single color, and it becomes a cohesive color palette. So we'll just take some blue, some raw sienna. I'm just kind of dipping in here. I'm not measuring nothing. And see, we'll get this kind of muted down. It's a real muted color. And then I just add some white to that. And I'm telling you guys, you could go on for ever and ever. I'm running out of white. There we go. But it's just something fun to do. And when I don't know what to do, I just come in here and do this, and I'll leave. And I feel like I kind of accomplished something that day. And then I'll show you when I finish. I just take and peel my tape off. Comes off beautifully, doesn't it? All right, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with me and painting with me and making some colors together. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.